To understand ART, you must first understand the three experts who have paved the way in the landscape of health and longevity: Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, Dr. Peter Attia, and Pavel Tsatsouline. They have provided the blueprints: muscle-centric diet, strength as the foundation, and metabolic precision through heart rate zones. My goal with ART is to bridge these disciplines, to create a longevity system that utilizes objective biofeedback telemetry to remove the guesswork that typically plagues health and performance. Dr. Lyon introduced me to the importance of a high protein diet. While protein, amino acids, are the building blocks of our bodies, they serve a purpose beyond that. Protein is the most metabolically demanding macronutrient for your body to break down and process. Simply put, you burn more calories just by eating more protein. While it can be processed into an energy source that the body can use, it does not like to. Studies have shown that amino acids can float around the body for hours until they are needed. What's more is protein keeps satiety high and prevents overeating of the other two macronutrients. Dietary fats, also known as lipids, are essential for various bodily functions. They play a crucial role in energy storage, hormone production, and nutrient absorption. But high fat diets, as well as low fat diets, lead to biological dysfunction. This is why it's important to have a diet that is in the moderate range when it comes to dietary fats. Carbohydrates are the only one of the three macros that are not technically essential. However, too little carbs in your diet can lead to a loss of glycogen in your muscles and a more than noticeable decrease in training performance. Too many carbs in the diet lead to high insulin spikes and crashes, which can lead to excessive adipose tissue storage. Carbs are the body and brain's preferred energy source, but moderation is key to high metabolic health. The A.R.T solution is what I call the golden ratio of macros. It is a 1 to 1 to 1 ratio of calories, not to be confused with grams. For every calorie of protein, you consume 1 calorie of fat and 1 calorie of carbs. This creates a balanced approach to nutrition, hormone production, repair and build, as well as satiety and energy balance. This does not mean that you will need to get exactly 33.3% for each macronutrient every day, but you should absolutely strive for it. As you can see here in my tracking pie chart, some days I might have a little more protein, carbs, or fats. Perfection isn't the goal, balance and stability are. Now that we have covered the fueling for health and longevity, I would like to recognize Pavel for his strength is the foundation approach. He states that strength is a skill and the foundation of all other athletic endeavors. He introduced me to the idea that the body is one kinetic chain and functions as a whole. His simplified full body training approach is what inspired the training program in my A.R.T longevity training system. While Pavel is a free weight and body weight advocate, I would like to believe that I could convince him that the dual cable functional trainer is the superior tool. Barbells are the industry standard when it comes to pure strength training. But the issue with barbells is that they are governed by gravity, which leads to poor tension curves and unwanted strain on connective tissue. Barbells, especially when used for power movements such as power cleans, have anti-gravity dead spots where momentum carries the load, relieving the muscles from tension. Then periods, like in the catch portion of the lift, where the joints are given a sudden jolt. Body weight exercises are great for beginners who don't have a lot of strength, but they don't lend themselves very well to strength-driven progression. More reps turn push-ups and pull-ups into endurance-based exercises. If strength is the foundation, then weight increments need to be the prescription. While Pavel's grease the groove philosophy is solid in neural drive logic, it just isn't practical for those of us with a career and family. Most of us only have a few hours a week and dedicated parts of the day to focus on training and performance. The A.R.T solution is density training over volume. Almost all athletic endeavors are gated by time restraints. This is the foundation of performance metrics, the quality of work completed over time. In the A.R.T system, we use a 30-minute ceiling and a 25-minute progression gate to gauge our performance. The program is simple. We complete 25 singles in 30 minutes or less. When we can complete 25 singles in 25 minutes or less, we increase the load. The gold standard in A.R.T. is the dual cable straight swivel bar clean and thruster. The cables provide constant tension throughout the entire range of motion. The straight swivel bar allows us to perform the clean and thruster just like a barbell, but better, because the cable machine doesn't allow for momentum nor dead spots in muscle tension. A.R.T. recommends new operators to start at 65% of their 1RM and 80% for operators with 3 years or more of strength training experience. With that said, A.R.T. is hardware agnostic, meaning if you do not have a cable machine, you can still use barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells, or resistance bands. Basically, any tool you have available to you will get the job done. When it comes to metabolic health and longevity, diet and nutrition aren't the only factors. How and when you train are just as important. Dr. Attia is an expert in heart rate training zones and mitochondria health. I wholeheartedly believe in the right approach when it comes to training your heart and your mitochondria function. He uses max heart rate zone 2 as his floor and ceiling for endurance training. However, our heart rate capacity is not a stagnant metric. This is why max heart rate zones are not quite the gold standard. Introducing the heart rate reserve zones, particularly heart rate reserve zone 3. This is a very similar heart rate zone to Dr. Attia's max heart rate zone 2, but is actually more dynamic and is based on fitness level and your daily resting heart rate floor. It is calculated by taking your max heart rate, which is 220 minus your age, and subtracting your resting heart rate. Heart rate reserve zone 3 sits between 40 and 59% of HRR. Once you know your max heart rate and your daily resting heart rate, the formula for finding your heart rate reserve zone 3 floor is as follows. HRR equals MHR minus RHR. Zone 3 floor equals HRR times 0.40 plus RHR. For me, with an elite resting heart rate in the low 40s, places my heart rate reserve zone 3 floor at 96 beats per minute on my better days. The benefits of training in HRR zone 3 are that it improves aerobic capacity, increases caloric burn, and is most suitable for strength development. This is the zone for lactic power training and fat oxidation. This is the holy grail of body composition, building muscle while burning fat. Most training protocols redline the heart and spike cortisol as well as ghrelin, the hunger hormone, which is actually counterproductive when it comes to building muscle and burning fat. Despite what the fitness industry tries to sell you, overeating does not lead to more muscle growth, just more fat storage that you later have to burn off. In A.R.T., we do not use subjective protocols to drive performance and outcomes. Everything we do in A.R.T. is governed by biofeedback telemetry. Our telemetry tells us when we can train, when we can perform another repetition, and when we can add weight to the bar. There is zero guesswork. In A.R.T., we use what I like to call the 3 gates of training. Gate 1 begins with a mandatory 48-hour reset after training, followed by a reading of our resting heart rate and heart rate variability the morning of our next potential training session. So if you train on a Monday, you would check your telemetry Wednesday morning. Most popular fitness devices keep a 7-day rolling average of your resting heart rate and heart rate variability and give you an optimal range based on that 7-day average. This is your go or no-go for training. If either is out of the optimal range, you wait another day. This prevents overtraining when the body is not recovered from the previous session or is overworked by illness or any other high immune response such as seasonal allergies. Gate 2 is the in-session recovery gate. This determines when you could perform another repetition. It is governed by your heart rate reserve zone 3 floor, which we discussed earlier. This is essentially your rest period. It prevents the redlining of your heart rate, and overheating of your cardiovascular system, while also allowing enough time for your ATP CP energy to replenish. This gate also governs your session duration, which is the key indicator of adaptation and performance, which leads us into the strength progression. Gate 3 is the progression gate. It is governed by your ability to complete 25 repetitions in 25 minutes or less, or what I like to call 1.0 RPM, reps per minute. Gate 3 also has a ceiling to prevent too much metabolic waste buildup and inefficient or unproductive training. If you cannot complete all 25 repetitions in 30 minutes or less, you terminate the training session. This prevents digging too much into a recovery hole and turning training sessions into infrequent affairs. As you can see in A.R.T, I have systematically integrated the knowledge and philosophy of the three leading experts in health and longevity into a unified system that is fully gated and self-correcting using biofeedback telemetry. I have taken out all of the guesswork. Go get your manual today.